How trying to fix a problem can make it worse, with alcohol prohibition and cobra stories. Have you ever wondered how helping can end up hurting? Short-sightedness. In the 19th century India, under British colonial rule, authorities decided there were too many venomous cobras in the streets of Delhi, making life uncomfortable for the British residents and their families. To solve this, they offered a reward for every dead cobra resident would bring in. Soon, enterprising locals began to breed cobras in order to make a living from the bounty. The government caught on to this and cancelled the program. The breeders, resentful of the rulers and angered by their actions, decided to release their cobras back on the streets, thereby tripling the population from before the government program. In 1920, America tried to stop drinking alcohol by imposing a new rule, the 18th Amendment, establishing Prohibition in the United States which was designed to stop the spread of alcoholism, but only ended up increasing alcohol consumption by a substantial amount. Since the implementation of the new rule, the number has increased and caused to change the rule. Sometimes we try to control a rebellious teenager by putting some restrictions on his behavior, only to make him even more rebellious and uncontrollable. We try to cheer up a depressed person by making her realize that her life is not that bad and that the sun is shining, only to find out we have made her even more depressed. She now feels guilty about her feelings, worthlessness, and the more alone in her unhappiness. A wife tries to get her partner to open up more to her. With the hope of establishing more intimacy, she asks him what he is thinking, what happened during the course of the day, and so on. He interprets this as intrusiveness and closes up further, which makes the wife more suspicious and more prying, which closes him up even further. What is the lesson in this story? Is that if the consequence of your actions are what you were fighting to stop has increased, this is a short-sightedness. Alarmed by something in the present, we grab for a solution without thinking deeply about the context, the roots of the problem, the possible unintended consequences that might ensue. Because we mostly react instead of think, our actions are based on insufficient information. The poor people of Delhi despised their colonial rulers and would not take kindly to suddenly losing money. What is the solution? We can compare this to the following visual phenomenon. At the base of a mountain, in a thick forest, we have no ability to get our bearings or to map out our surroundings. We see only what is before our eyes. If we begin to move up the side of the mountain, we can see more of our surroundings and how they relate to other parts of the landscape. The higher we go, the more we realize that what we thought further below was not quite accurate, was based on a slightly distorted perspective. At the top of the mountain, we have a clear panoramic view of the scene and perfect clarity as to the lay of the land. For us, humans, locked in the present moment, it is as if we are living at the base of the mountain. What is most apparent to our eyes, the other people around us, the surrounding forest, gives us a limited, skewed vision of reality. The passage of time is like a slow ascent up the mountain. The emotions we felt in the present are no longer so strong. We can detach ourselves and see things more clearly. The further we ascend with the passage of time, the more information we add to the picture. What we saw 3 months after the fact is not quite as accurate as what we come to know a year later. Any phenomenon in the world is by nature complex. The people you deal with are equally complex. Any action sets off a limitless chain of reactions. It is never so simple as A leads to B, B will lead to C to D and beyond. Other actors will be pulled into the drama, and it is hard to predict their motivations and responses. You cannot possibly map out these chains or get a complete handle on consequences. But by making your thinking more consequential, you can at least become aware of the more obvious negative consequences that could ensue. And this often spells the difference between success and disaster. You want depth of thinking, to go to several degrees in imagining the permutations, as far as your mind can go. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share for more stories to boost your knowledge. See the next video for more wisdom stories.